So where are we going?
Upstairs.
Is this where you spend most of your time? A big chunk of it.
Yeah.
I've come to meet 13-year-old Charlie. For the last few years, he's refused to go to school.
Basically every morning my nan comes in and she tries getting me up, I'm like, nope, not doing it. And then she keeps getting mad at me and then she keeps coming in and saying, Charlie, get your clothes on. I'm saying, nope.
In the last 3 years, he's spent just a handful of days in class.
What is it about school that you're not keen on?
The people, the teachers, the classes, the uniform. If I don't go to school, I know I'm letting my nan and my dad down. My mum said that she's disappointed in me when I went to stay with her. That's about it. That's all I really need to say.
And how did that make you feel?
Sad, obviously, but used to it, I guess.
Charlie is bright. He's got lots of friends, and reports suggest when he's in school, he works hard and behaves, but he still refuses to go.
Right, every morning, go in, wake Charlie up, calling him and calling him. I put his school uniform on the bed, tell him to get in it, get his jumper on, trousers, shirt. All the time him saying, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to go.
Do you think you and Dad should be doing more to get him to school?
We've dragged him in the car, crying. Dad's even lifted him out of a van at one point to put him in the gate, and he just lost his rag and ended up punching a wall.
She says some days Charlie runs away and sits in a local park all day just to avoid classes.
Do you feel like you've vanished from school?
Yeah. 100%, yeah.
Meeting Charlie has brought a national crisis into sharp focus.
It's hard to find a solution to Charlie's problem because there are all sorts of people around him trying to help. And you know, Charlie's not alone. There are thousands and thousands of children just like him missing chunks of their education.
The numbers are staggering. In the first term of this academic year, more than 125,000 pupils spent more time out of class than in it. That is double since the pandemic. To find out what's being done about it, we've been given very rare access to a special team here in Blackpool, whose job it is to get children back into class. It's called Pupil Welfare.
I've worked for the council in this area for 23 years now, and this is literally the busiest we've ever been. I'll just give you an example. About just over 5,000 family homes have been visited since September through to, I think I ran the data on the 17th of May. So you can imagine that's a significant amount of work just to address the attendance issue.
Who's in class and who's not is closely monitored here. Meetings are held with parents of children who aren't in class enough. Charlie has been absent a lot, so a pupil welfare officer pays him a visit at home. This is a sensitive job, and the officer didn't want to be identified. Charlie's school have tried revising his timetable and even teaching him in isolation, but none of this seems to have worked. The pupil welfare officer asks Charlie why he doesn't like school.
Just don't like how many kids are in there, and then some kids obviously act up. Then that's just annoying to do my work.
She tells him the school wants him to succeed and get over his worries about attendance.
Still don't like it.
I just want him in school, basically, because he will like it. And once he gets through the gates and he gets settled in, he'll be fine. I know he'll be fine.
Reluctantly, Charlie agrees to go into school the following day.
School has been really good and offered absolutely everything to him. Nothing seems to work. He didn't want to go back after COVID. Why can't we still do lessons on the computer and be taught at home and that? And I was going, no, you've got to get back in. Same as we've had to go back to work, and everybody's got to get back to normal.
There's one person I haven't had a chance to talk to yet. and that's Charlie's dad, James. They both share a passion, boxing. James talks about Charlie having an A plan to become a professional boxer and one day an entrepreneur. James says he's tried everything to get his son into school, but he's also frustrated at what he sees as a rigid curriculum that fails to inspire his son.
My son Charlie's a very intelligent, comical pain in the arse, if I should say that. It's the way he looks at it, he's doing lessons that he doesn't need for his future plans.
Do you agree with
I
that?
do agree with that. I think people should be pushed really into what they really want to do, not just sitting down doing science or stuff that they don't need for the future.
I wonder whether Charlie's situation brings back any memories for you. I mean, what was your school like?
I was bullied all through school. I didn't do exams. I left school. It's absolutely traumatic. I absolutely hated school. He's in the gym near enough for an hour and a half every day. I wish he was more passionate about school like that, but he knows what he wants to do and he knows what he needs. And he is going to stick to his A plan. He won't change or anything like that. Nothing's going to change.
And you think he should stick to his A plan?
1,000,000%, yeah, because then if he sticks to his A plan, he'll love it more and he'll do it his best. A lot of people end up doing all these exams, GCSEs and college, end up stacking shelves at Asda or Tesco's, end up sitting in a rut and they stay in that job because it's what they're used to and what they know. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to push himself to his limit.
But James is pushed to his limit too. He's already been fined thousands of pounds for Charlie's absence. Now he says next time could be much worse.
I think the next step would be, from what I've been told, is behind bars, from what I've been told.
Prison?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, if it means he's not hurting himself and stuff like that, I'd rather do that all day long, to be fair.
What, so James, you'd actually rather go to prison
Than see my son
than
upset.
see your son go into school?
Yeah, to see my son, that's not going to school, is it? It's upset.
No, but the actual mechanics of it is, isn't it?
The physical trauma that he goes through and the mental trauma that he goes through, then yeah, my son's obviously without question.
Obviously, no one wants their dad in prison just because they ain't going to school. That's stupid. But I dislike school so much that if my dad did go to prison, I'd still refuse because of how much I dislike it.
The government says it's committed to getting children like Charlie back to school by rolling out things like attendance hubs in the worst affected areas. But it seems far from getting numbers back to pre-pandemic levels.
Being shut in your home for nearly years and then trying to get back out again and get back into the systems they were in historically, it's a massive change of habit, that. So there was lost social skills, there was loss of confidence, there's some anxiety, and some of it has crept beyond anxiety into mental health issues.
The next morning, Charlie has to follow through on his promise to go to school.
Sweet.
The morning routine for millions of children seems like a mountain to climb for him.
I'm going to school now.
Everything has built up to this crucial moment.
How you feeling, Charlie?
Not good.
You're there 2 hours.
I don't care.
Right, come on then. Let's go. Charlie, don't start this. Charlie, you serious? Don't get upset, mate, come on. 2 hours. You just speak to the teacher at reception. Come on, mate, we just speak to him then at least. Come on, buddy, let's go. Don't get upset, come on.
No, man. School sucks. I can't do anything.
You can do it, that's the problem. Come on, mate. Why don't you want to go in? You're only there for 2 hours.
I know.
This is what was agreed yesterday at the meeting. Just 2 hours, mate. Shall I go and speak to the teacher and see what she says? Do you want to come out and speak to us?
No.
Charlie, we've got to go and see her at least. So get her to come to the car.
No.
Despite the efforts of two teachers and James, Charlie refuses to get out of the car.
He has proper panic attacks. to the point he struggles to breathe and stuff like that. He gets anxiety anyway, to be fair. But then say if I'd have dropped him off there like that, I'd have worried all day. And my head wouldn't have been able to work, I wouldn't have been concentrating. It just affects work and stuff like that. And then he would have been like all day anyway, so he wouldn't have learned nothing. He would have just sat there being upset, hating on me because I dropped him off there, and then hating on teachers because he doesn't want to be there.
Charlie's day ends as it began, in his bedroom. His story offers a snapshot into the lives of thousands of other children, struggling with the very concept of school, falling behind on their education as each day passes. Nick Martin, Sky News, Blackpool.